Greetings, beloveds. This is going to be part 2 of a video I did last week where we were discussing, as I was discussing, why smart traders still hunt for bull market ideas in a bear market environment. But first, let me greet you in the love light of the one infinite creator. Alright, this is going to be part 2 of this video, and today we're going to go back, and there's something I didn't discuss in detail, which I should have. Now sometimes things get lost in explanations. Remember, I've been doing this for almost 22 years full time for paid clients also in that time frame, but there's something I should have discussed here. It just skipped my mind because hey, it's just part of my routine when I'm looking for stock idea. But you can see here, back to Netflix idea. This is the beginning part of 2008. You can see where Netflix was doing. It had broken out that January of 2009. Compare that in 2009 January. This is where the US markets were trading, coming off a huge drop in 2008, but Netflix was trading at the highs here. So now what I want to discuss is there's a simpler way of just determining what stocks you should pay more attention to, and once the stock meets the minimum requirements of the RSI and MACD, it's important to check the performance against the market itself. So we can see here, if I take this line here, as of late 2008, Netflix was already outperforming the market. This is where it breaks out in January. So let's show that with the price chart, and you can see here that it was already at new highs by the time November is coming here, when the market was making new lows. And anyway, this was a key indicator of intent to move higher, even in spite and despite the market being down. Now there's something else here. If we draw a line here, you'll see that even in early 2008, Netflix was attempting to move higher, but the weight of the market eventually brought it down. So remember, this is early 2008. It's already showing this desire to move higher, and I'll show you the market at that time frame. And so in that particular time frame, early 2008, the market is already down, while Netflix at that time was trying to make new highs. So the weight of the market in 2008 ultimately brought Netflix down. But the key here is it's important we always look for outperformance, outright leadership, and Netflix gave you that here in late 2008. So by the time it's breaking out in January, it is already way ahead of the market. So you can see where the RSI was in January right here. So fast forward a couple years later, as we discussed in the previous video, we can see that the breakout takes place here. You'll notice that Netflix maintained its market leadership for the next, let's call it 2.5 years, on its way to a massive gain of about 750% in just under about 2 years plus. And again, important, as I mentioned last time, in the last video, you had multiple entry levels. So there's a breakout here. That's an opportunity to enter. There's another breakout here. So multiple entry levels if you missed any one of the previous breakouts. Now, one thing I did is I went back and checked what I was doing at the time for clients. So again, this is on my paid website. This is March 30th of 2009. So March 30th, 2009, and my comments was the follows: the way Netflix is behaving, showing superior strength in a weak tape, confirms that it is where money should be packed for many months. So even back in that time frame in early 2009, I knew that the stock was showing superior strength and could be setting up for a big run, which is eventually what happened. Now again, the reason for this video is we've seen the general market in the US go through a rollover, and so the main discussion here was, should we stop looking for breakout ideas or should we continue? And I was trying to give the reasons why we still continue looking for breakouts, because new leadership could emerge, even as the market has seen this drop here in the last couple of months. And as I've been talking about PLTR as an example, there are many other stocks that I've been bringing to the attention of subscribers, but this is the one I decided to highlight for the public here. So this breakout continues to work here. We'll see that it's going to hold. Of course, you never know. It meets the minimum requirements, but more importantly, take a look at how it is outperforming the general market. So it is outperforming the market by a stretch, and that's why it should be on our radar, and it is. Whether it ends up being a successful run or not, we don't know, but we can always make sure we have stops in place, especially if the market decides to go on a major bear market run. This breakout won't work, but if the market recovers, it should be one of the leadership stocks in the US market going forward. That's it for now. I leave you as I found you, in the love light of the one infinite creator. Go forth rejoicing in the power and in the peace of the one creator. Adonai.